With the holidays fast approaching, we thought it would be as good a time as any to share some amazing holiday card projects with you from our amazing design team. First up, we have some amazing clean and simple cards. Really great if you are batch making and you have lots and lots of cards to make. First up, we have the amazing Lilith, and she is sharing a really beautiful card with a sentiment as the focus. Next up, we have a really festive card from the lovely Lydia, and she is using the beautiful Plentiful Pine stamp set. You can see this is a layering set, and they are really quick and easy to put together. And who doesn't love a holiday card with a beautiful pine tree on it? If using a Misty doing this tree, you can create lots and lots of these in a batch kind of way, and you'll be able to use these on many cards.
I just want this to touch on the tree, and then I'll pull the tree out, re-ink up this stamp, and we'll stamp the card base. So now when we put this here, it will line up perfectly with the sentiment.
Next up, we have another card from Lydia. This one is a really simple one, and you can see that if you do use your Misty to help you out with the layering, you can create many of these cards all in the same design in very quick time.
The way I secure my card fronts onto my card bases is really easy. Place your thumb and forefinger on the side of the card and push the card front up against your thumb and forefinger to where you can see that you've covered each corner of the card base. Once you have that straight, you just simply drop your card front and it will go down nice and square onto your card base.
Now, who doesn't love a floral Christmas card? We have many different ways in which you can create these, using dies or even stamps. First up, we have a card from the lovely Lilith, and she is using a really simple design using the beautiful 3D poinsettia. Now this one is a really easy one to put together, but it really does add a wow and dimension to your card designs.
I'm going to be using some liquid glue. That way I have a little bit of leeway if I want to move the petals around a little bit.
Next up, we have a card from Ornaments, and you can see that she's using the floral festive frame to cover the whole of her background. This is a great way to use and stretch the design. You can use this in many different ways, and that watercoloring is just beautiful. Next up, we have some more beautiful cards from Therese. You can see here that she's using two different types of poinsettia for her card. But because she's colouring them in the same way, they do look like a beautiful set. You can see that you don't necessarily need to colour your poinsettias in really bright red. You can definitely switch out the colours to get different looks. Snipping your die cut sentiments really does add a little bit of difference to this design. Next up, we have a gorgeous card from Svetlana. And here she's using the Holiday Bow stamp set, and she's using a different colour tone for poinsettias as well. You can see here that she's using lighter colours for her elements and then having a really bold background, which makes the elements pop.
Next, I'm planning the focal point design by moving around all elements I created before.
Another idea for your holiday projects is to use winter scenes and snow. You can see here in this card made by our lovely guest designer Jen Chow that you can create beautiful watercolour effects and scenes using some of our designs. Freehand painting with watercolours really does add a touch of luxury to your handmade cards. Try even adding glue and glitter to your designs to add more of an effect of snow. Using snowflakes on your design really does add a cool winter feel. This card by Svetlana is absolutely gorgeous. Using a watercolour background to also cut out the design of the snowflake really adds a beautiful subtle touch. These cards by JC are totally stunning. You can see the cool winter scene that's going on, and with that beautiful little fox, it really adds to the design.
The odd number of images plus this triangular arrangement are going to give me an aesthetically pleasing and visually interesting grouping on my card.
Using non-traditional colours for the fox and tree really does make this card stand out. You may be looking to make non-traditional cards, and we have a few to share with you too. First up, we have a card from the lovely May, and you can see that she's created a beautiful background using non-holiday stamps. Even though the background was non-holiday-ish, using the beautiful image that she has for a focal point really makes this a beautiful Christmas or holiday card. Another non-traditional holiday card would be the one that was made by Therese. Now this is a great way to use up your scraps. You can use these in non-traditional colours as well. Just add strips of cardstock and then cut out your design. A really great way to add a really fun look to your holiday cards. Next up, we have a couple of cards by me. So this one is a really great geometric look to your designs. You can add these in, and I think that just adding a little bit of doodling as well really adds to the difference about this card.
I'm stamping the solid and the striped triangles, not overlapping each other, but then the outline one, I'm kind of stamping that over a couple of the triangles just to kind of connect the whole images together to give more of a flow and more of a connection to the whole of the image as a whole.
Next up, we have a really fun card from the lovely Therese again. And you can see here that she's using non-traditional wood paper to cut out snowflakes. This is a really different kind of colour combination going on.
Another option, if you don't have fun foam, is you could just cut multiple layers of cardstock and layer it up beneath the die cut wood.
Another different idea for your holiday card projects is using ornaments and wreaths, so something that you see around your house at Christmas. So first up, we have a card from the lovely Laura Basson, and you can see here that you don't necessarily need a wreath stamp to add a wreath to your project. You can definitely take one image, stamp it round into a shape of a circle, and then you're going to be able to create your own wreaths using the stamps that you have in your stash.
The initial idea was to be subtle, warm, glowy, holiday Christmas vibe.
Next up, we have another card by me. So this one is using some smaller elements to create the wreath. All you're going to need to do is draw a guideline and then stamp smaller images around the guideline to create a wreath shape. Using holiday colours with a non-holiday stamp really does make it work for holidays as well. Next up, we have another card from our Svetlana, and she is using some baubles and ornaments to create a beautiful winter scene. She's using some really cool blues to add to a cool winter feel. But if you wanted to, you could definitely spice this up by using different colour combinations in traditional and non-traditional colours. Last but not least, we have a fun card from the lovely JC. As you can see, he's using the ornament as part of his sentiment. As you can see here, if you do have a sentiment with an O in it, you can substitute this out for an ornament. It's a really fun and quirky way to send a beautiful holiday card. We hope that this little video has inspired you to dust off your holiday card making supplies and get ahead with your holiday projects. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Have a beautiful crafty day.
Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching!